there, welcome to Pepper's Echo, and my name's Andre. I just want to take a look if my mic is correct at the moment. I hope you can hear me okay. I think it's the right one that's in there. I hope so. But yeah, welcome to Pepper's Echo. My name's Andre. Really good to be with you on Cambodia Sunday night and in South Africa on a Sunday afternoon. What a lovely Sunday it has been. This weekend has been excruciatingly hot. But before we get along with the show, let's get along with the please like and subscribe and share this video as far and wide as you can. It's the only way that I actually get my message out there. It would be really, really great. Linda, welcome back. So great to see that you have not been on night shift again at the moment. I know in the medical practice, you guys work yourself to the bone. So awesome to see you back again. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Always lovely to have you around. If you have any ideas or anything that you would like me to talk about or to look at or to chat about, and even better, if you'd like to be on the show, drop me a line in the comments or drop me a line on peppersecho@gmail.com, PEPRSECHO. Yes, no double P, no E. That's how it is. I forgot the original one's password. But yeah, because the ordinary man in the street is the person that I'm looking for on this show so that we can actually speak about our viewpoints, how we see things, what we look at them, and question certain things that actually come up. And of course, what I am doing at the moment is I'm talking about life just a little bit in general, because life is heavy at times, and there's beautiful things that happen. And you know, I just had a beautiful thing happen to me today. You know, like the person that I thought would be the most difficult person at school to deal with is actually quite respectful and polite to me, and I had to deliver quite a difficult message to him today. And I'm like, please understand this and this and this and this. And I'm expecting this and that's going to happen. It's like, wow, thank you. Yes, no, I agree with you. I will take care and touch base with you tomorrow. And I just looked and I said, Lord, you are wise, because, wow, I cannot believe that can happen. I was really, really chuffed. So what are you watching the live echo this evening? I have had an absolutely super draining weekend. That's why I'm about 2 minutes shy. I'm dreadfully sorry. I just flew through the shower because I had to get out of the shower again, get through the shower. It was pretty hectic day. And I've had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I've had such a busy week. But it has been so wonderful to actually get the things done and to get through every single day and manage every single day. What do they say? It's not challenges. I remember a friend saying to me, oh, I've got this chapter that works for me. And he says, oh, it's a bit of a challenge and I need to do that. And that's a challenge. Not challenges are there, but it's a problem or something. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. You know what? Our lives, I do not doubt at all, are filled with problems. They are full of problems. But we need to change. Once again, as I always say to you, your paradigm shift. Sorry. Thanks, my dear wifey. She has been an absolute angel. She even put the aircon on for me before I came to the room. And as you can see, I have not got into getting shelves yet or anything like that. So my background still looks very clinical, if I can put it that way, sort of like sanatorium or madhouse. Because you get to deal with the mad Andre, mad Pepper, mad, absolutely nuts, huh? Yeah, I forgive the swear word, yeah, but they say what my mind never wonders, it totally fucks off. But anyway, sorry about that one, but yeah. But as I was saying, you've got to change your paradigm shift and keep on saying problem. Our lives are filled with problems, challenges or problems or whatever you want to do. But we've got to, and I know, you know what, the worst thing is somebody saying this to you, because I do not appreciate someone saying this to me when I'm having a problem, is, dude, it's not a problem. It's an opportunity. And I must say, I have had a fair many opportunities this week, but by actually getting them done, it has felt awesome. So, you know what, being able to deal with them, being able to find that, you know what, make peace and get through that is absolutely, absolutely awesome for me to be able to say, wow, you know. And that's why it is so important that you actually get to feel or experience achievement. And hence the reason I always say to you, don't go and try and save the world today. Saving the world today is just not going to help you. I have such a bit of a frog in the throat, sorry. So I'm having to sort of like try and speak high to get through them, but that's not working. So let's have another sip. And it is clean Coke. School tomorrow. But yeah, so I always say to you is, guys, please start with something small. If it looks like I'm looking this way, I'm looking that way, I have two screens and my camera's in the middle between the screens on the arm, so I'm trying to remember to look at the camera, but if I do this or I do that, just note that I'm looking at the two screens. And I'm trying to talk to you guys because, you know what, just after just a refreshing shower, I just feel so stoked, not only because of that, and not only because I got the weekend through, and not only, I must tell you about the wonderful weekend I've had, and I can't say friends anymore. Divan will shoot me. I've had with family. My family, they've been so, so good to me. But anyway, before I tell you about that, let me just carry on and say to you, what I'm saying is to actually feel achievement, start small and don't flog yourself for the failures. Know that if you note that you are failing, you've already achieved something, because where you never used to note a failure or note a mistake or note something, you are now noting it. So that's already an achievement in its own. But a small thing, as I said, pick up the phone, make that phone call. It's an achievement made. The priorities that we spoke about last week, put them together and don't put an A4 foolscap page full of priorities. Get yourself 5 and meet those 5. And as I said, it's very, very easy. God, spouse, children, house, whatever you need to do from there. Money. Then you start with Maslow's hierarchy. Not going to go into that. We did a little bit of chat about that. Not going to go long either, because I am, apart from looking like a freaking pink fluffy Teletubby or whatever, I am actually pooped. The weekend was brilliant. Friday night, wow, what did I do? I think I played a bit of online gaming for a change, which is my weakness. I love online gaming. It's like an escape. You know, and I got to be careful not to use it as an escape, but I do use it just to actually throw my mind away, because my mind's so busy. It's like running a mile a minute all the time. And so sometimes just doing a bit of online gaming, I do World of Warcraft, and I absolutely, absolutely am loving Final Fantasy online at the moment, because it has a beautiful story to it as well. There's actually sometimes when you're feeling absolutely a little bit emotional, when something sad's happening and that, and I just love playing through it, and it does take my mind away. Other than going to sleep, but you've got to be careful for sleep, because if you're not feeling very happy or elated or whatever, sleep is almost like an escaping drug. But so I did get an early night's sleep, and after doing some gaming on Friday night, and a nice early morning, because my pups do not let me sleep past 6 o'clock. They're happy to sleep. They don't sleep on the bed. They sleep in a little pen next to my bed, and at 6 o'clock, it's time to wake up. Like, Ozzy, no, Brew, this, you know, we've got to understand each other on weekends here. But anyway, he doesn't, so I love him for it anyway. But so I'm up and about, and of course, the ladies decided to get their nails done. You know, it's like last week, and she said, you know what, we haven't done anything for a long time. I know we don't have much money, but can I get my nails done? There's a lovely lady that comes around and does the nails. So her friend, or Ilandi, our family member, she came around as well, and Sophia was coming around the afternoon, and take a look. See, I had mine done too. Okay, it's not manicured or whatever, but all the little dead stuff are cut around there and nicely filed and everything like that. It's the first time I've ever done that, and I was like, "Woo! Check this out!" And it was actually quite cool. Like, and I have no identity problems with my, should I say, with my orientation of or who I am. I'm a man, dude. When a woman walks by, my head turns. Okay, that's proof enough that I can have my nails done, and I had my toenails done as well. Ooh, yeah, that was so cool, and it was like really, really like. Do I game on Twitch? Sometimes I play Twitch. Apex. Apex is really, really cool. It's just I suck at first-person shooters. They absolutely drill me to pieces. I do sometimes watch Twitch as well. I don't know what your son's channel is, but if you tell me, I will go and subscribe there most happily, and I'll take a look as well. Sometimes when I'm playing Final Fantasy, I do stream on Twitch. I sometimes just forget about it, and then I think people don't want to watch it, and then I watch people watching The Strangest, and I think, well, mine's at least a playthrough. So, yeah, I do stream to Twitch as well sometimes, not as regularly as what I want to. I have not put up on my gaming channel. I have a gaming channel called Ryzdan Gaming, Ryzdan. Place advert here, and yeah, I actually do a little bit of instances and dungeons from I did from World of Warcraft, and then I did from Final Fantasy. World of Warcraft I haven't played for a while, and then back again now. So yeah. So where was I? So we were doing nails. So yeah, this boyki got his nails done as well. And yeah, as I said, no problems with my masculinity there either. But all of a sudden, my wife is insisting that we go to town to buy. Now, we have a little fencing along the gate of the new place that we've moved into, but we need to get a higher one so that, we're really quite afraid that someone will bend over and steal the pups. And so we're quite paranoid about that. Now we've got to go to town. And this eventually gets to about 2 o'clock, almost 3 o'clock the afternoon. I'm like, you know what? We'll do it tomorrow. This is Saturday. We'll do it tomorrow. And no, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. We've got to go. I've never seen my wife so adamant at getting me to town. And next thing, Ilandi's fiance pulls up on Niels, and he's like, how's it, buddy? And I'm like, yo, we can't go to town now. My friend's here. And all of a sudden, he's quite happy to see me go. Bye. And I'm like, dude. But anyway, we into the tuk-tuk. I am a grumpy bunch of grapes. And like, I'm hungry now, and this is not on. Off we go to town. I get to eat a bagel and buy the meshing or whatever for the gates, etc., etc. And afterwards we come back, and there's my friend Divan, or my family member Divan, and Niels, and everybody's standing in our front yard, and there's this thing covered with a cover. What's this? And they whip it open, and it's a Weber. Yeah, we bought you a housewarming present. We can't not braai properly. Now, if you remember clearly, I've said that I've been braaiing on electric braai, and Niels bought these briquettes with hickory pieces in them, and man, Divan brought along half a cow. He brought steaks, 3 of them this big, 3 packets of vors, and from Super Meats, which is a South African butcher dude over here who gets things done South African way. So in went the coals, on went the fire, and on Saturday night we had that Weber open and closed because it was smoking with this hickory thing, and wow, for the first time in a long time, I really, really enjoyed this wonderful, absolute braai. So there we all bride on the Saturday night, and we were pooped Sunday morning, up early again. What we were doing today is just sort of like lazing around, trying to keep cool. It's been ferociously hot. But yeah, without ado, let me actually get to chat to what I was talking about, and what I've named this stream is what sinks your boat. And if you know what I've been talking about always, and I'm becoming more and more cognizant of it, it's something that I'm concentrating in my point of life at the moment, or my area of life at the moment, apart from the fact that I need to get my spiritual life far more better on track than what I am at the moment. Stop apologizing for it as well in the process. And that's something we'll do on a stream on its own as well. But I am actually quite cognizant of where I place myself and associate. And when I say associate, I'm not snobby when I say, I don't associate with this one and I don't associate. It doesn't matter what your level is or anything like that. But this is where the boat came in. Sean, boats are for you, bud. But a boat does not sink because of the water around it. A boat sinks because of the water that gets into it. Clearly, a boat does not sink because of the water around it. A boat sinks because of the water that gets into it. So which waters are we going? Amazing. It was absolutely, I wish I could show you photos, but yeah, it's on the phone somewhere. It was amazing. But yeah, a boat sinks not because of the water around it, but because of the water that gets into it. And as I said, it's something that I'm working on in my life because I'm putting a lot together, and it is, I've had a great life as well, and I've been good, and I've had my opportunities in life as well, and there's been some really difficult opportunities, or should I say jovial opportunities or whatever. My own challenges and problems in life I have had. I mean, from being this way to that way. My father died when I was small, and etc., etc. I had phenomenally fantastic job, then ended up in a hospital after a breakdown for 3 weeks in psych ward. I have had the best of best times. I have not had worse than what anybody. I don't want to try and measure belt size, because I do believe we all have our challenges, our opportunities that we need to face in life. So I'm not wanting to actually measure my buckle with anyone or tell you my sad story, because I think sometimes we're embarrassed to say we have a problem, or we have an opportunity, or we have a challenge, because what I always used to say is, how can I be unhappy when there's so many people with maybe bigger problems than I have, or they have that problem and I don't have that problem? And this is where the 2 G's come in, to be actually guilty or grateful. And we'll also talk about some time that actually worked its way in my life. But currently in my life, I am looking at the water that I let into my boat. I'm out on water, and we're in a wide world. We're in a wide world. And so much of that world affects us. How much really needs to affect us? What do we let in that actually hurts your heart? What do we let in? Who do we associate with? And once again, please, if you have a friend who is poor, who is disabled, who is ugly, who is fat like me, or whatever, is not popular or whatever, doesn't mean that is a person not to be associated with. It's toxicity. Do you put yourself around gossipers all the time? Does your life consist? And it's so easy, because it happens to me, and I'm now so cognizant about this. I try and move off. I try and just smile and go, although I'm still caught in that trap, because some people frustrate me phenomenally. And, they say, forgive and forget. It's a good strategy, and we'll actually work on that one sometime as well. But to forgive and forget is fine. Forgive somebody, but it doesn't mean that you have given them permission to do what they did. It means that you have cut the string of having the resentment, the anger, the bitterness, the hurtfulness affect your life anymore. That's the cut. That's a thing on its own. But the boat in the water was just something significant to me because of what I am looking at these days. And I'm so much looking at what's in my life. What am I allowing in my life? Where am I moving in my life? Now, I'm not saying that your life will never have challenges and that you'll never have to deal with difficult people ever. And just make sure that you're not one of those difficult people. Because I've had to sometimes turn around and go, Andre, you know what? You are so confident today, which is great. But are you not being a little mean or arrogant? And then you've got to take a look, see. Not saying you mustn't be confident and firm. That's something I'd actually like to chat with Pastor Carl about on the show is these days, not these days, but sometimes Christianity means that you're like this meek and mild, weak little mouse type of thing. And I believe you've got to be like roaring like a lion with it, powerful. You know what? It doesn't mean you're weak. You can be strong. It doesn't mean you're second. You can be first. It doesn't mean you're stupid. You can be clever. It doesn't mean weakness. You can be confident in it. And there are so many people that are, and you just need to be able to be comfortable in your own skin with it. Now, to be comfortable in your own skin, put yourself in a situation where you are comfortable. Don't be comfortable around people that gossip. And I've told you this how many times already. I've said to you guys, please realize when you sit down at a table and there's gossip and you gossip with them, remember, when you get up, you the next subject. Truth. People, be careful about people that need to thrive on that. I'm not saying that we don't now and again always go, just, you know what, that's really not very good manners to do that or something to that effect. But I'm just saying when it's a thriving cesspit of gossip all the time. Complaining. I have people that complain. When there's so much to be grateful for. What's working for me still is my little Bible piece verse that I listen to in the morning, and then my prayers. And I enjoy so much being able to pray for people these days because I'm suddenly remembering, you know what, this person, because I'm sure the reason why I am where I am is because there's so many people. Some little old lady, namely definitely my mom, has been in a corner somewhere, always praying for me to get somewhere. So, kudos to them. But it's so nice to be able to think of others for a change. It's so nice to be able to, when you're actually sitting and counting what works for you. And I know it's difficult when you're in pain, in trauma, in a different situation. I by no means want to think this is light, because I always said to someone, you know what, forgive this person. Yeah, if this person swore at you or something like that, let's forgive them. But if they murdered somebody close to your family, or bankrupted you, or got you into jail, or something that is really traumatic, how easy is it to forgive then? It's a totally different situation. We look at things so lightly often. Things are so feathered, padded, because these days so much offends that we don't want to offend too much. And we don't look at things and when you're in real pain. But it does help to try and get used to associating with being happy. And when I'm saying happy, it's not laughing and you can't be serious and things like that. And how can you be happy? When I say happy, I mean really content inside, at peace inside. And when I'm at peace inside, it means I'm surrounded by surroundings, by people, by places, by actions that I'm comfortable with. And sometimes the people that I'm comfortable with are not rich, are not pretty, are not famous, are not popular, but I'm comfortable. Sometimes the people that I'm comfortable with earn quite a lot of money, are pretty important, and it's good to be involved or surrounded by people that build you up. It doesn't matter who they are, but if they build your character, integrity, once again, is something that that is unique to your character trait, that cannot be bought, that cannot be taught. And having people build your character with their character is amazing. So it's contentment in your heart isn't what you get. It's where you place yourself. When I wake up in the morning, I can place myself miserably, which I've often done, or I can place myself contently. When I go to school in the mornings, and it sounds strange, when I go to school, I pack my apple in my case, and no. But when I go there, I can walk in grumpy, or I greet everybody from the guards to the teacher's assistants. And then I take a look where I place myself, because my day is often based, and I can see the day is based by the people or the crowd or the company that I place myself in. When you place yourself in people that cannot see any good, that cannot find any silver lining, and this is just basic, this isn't traumatically hectic, you cannot see anything to be grateful for. Your day becomes heavy because the water you are letting into your ship, suddenly you see miserable. You see, this isn't right. This isn't good. This one's so bad. That's so bad. This is probably going to happen. I'm not saying I don't stress out. I stress out about things on the way to work. I'm actually stressed about having to cover classes tomorrow that I've already had to cover classes, and now I've got a situation where I've got more classes to cover, and that is a worry to me. But if I look at last week, I got it done. So where do I drink my coffee in the morning? Where do I have my cigarette in the morning? Who do I speak to in the morning? During the day, when I make a phone call, when I write a message, when I look at Facebook, who am I keeping on there? Because Facebook, let's face it, everybody throws their dirty laundry onto Facebook. And there's so many things. Facebook can sometimes bore me with the amount of positive thinking things. And I'm like, this is just a freaking positive thinking dictionary, because positive thinking isn't possible without positive action, just by the way. Another thing that we'll talk about sometime. But so when I associate myself, Facebook is there, and it's lovely to keep contact with friends. And I see a lot of what's happened back in South Africa. And if you're looking for work or something like that, especially here in Cambodia, that is where you can go on. And in Cambodia, a lot of your online purchasing and shopping is done through Facebook. So it can be a useful tool. But once again, what am I associating myself with there? And how am I associating myself with? Because another thing that we'll actually talk about sometime as well, which is just comes up and bubbles up, is when I see something, do I immediately play victim to it, or am I grateful that it is me? Life isn't always a bed of roses. We need to accept the thorns too. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm the one who's got to accept these thorns. Instead of going, you know what? I'm so fortunate to be able to smell the roses in my life. Sure, there's thorns. Of course there's thorns. But there's not thorns for me at the moment. And I know there's people that have thorns, and there's painful. And you know what? I'm really, I don't want to apologize for that. And I nearly said I'm sorry for that. But I empathize with that, and I do understand. But you don't have to make it bad every single day of your life. When you have people on Facebook, are you subscribing to negativity, conspiracy? And I love conspiracy, by the way. I've really got to get myself balanced along it. It's just interesting. Things to that effect. Where, you know what am I associating myself with? People. What places do I go to? You know what? Am I spending the best part of my day or weeks just blowing beers away in a pub somewhere? Is my favorite go out just to go get to a pub and drinking and this way and drinking? Or am I spending time with people that love me, that I love, my wife, my family in Cambodia, my family at home if I could? Am I spending time with people that are building me up? The next question you're going to ask yourself as well, swing the table. Am I one of those people that build others up? And when I say yes, be careful about people that complain. Also be careful about people that can't let go. Andre, what are you talking about? You got to let go of people? No. I mean people that if you do anything to me, I will find you and I will hunt you down and I will make a life of misery. I will never forget. How much miserable hatred do you need to have in your heart to live your life carrying that baggage? And if you are carrying baggage like that now, it's water that you've let into your life. It's sinking your boat. Let it go. If it's not affecting you now, other than this resentment and I will get you back and I will make your life and I will let it go. It's done. Take your next opportunity. Don't follow it. Don't let that water into your boat. So that's something else. Resentment. Don't let it into your boat. Guilt. We so often feel guilty. You know what? I sit and sometimes I'm feeling guilty, and this is my problem. And I'm actually, my challenge, my opportunity is to overcome guilt of things and I sit and I think to myself, that was 25 years ago. Surely you should have forgiven yourself, the person or the people or the situation, or even if it's not affected anybody else, is over and done with. There's forgiveness, there's life, there's continuation, there's going on. I feel guilty. I sometimes used to, that we have people and we have visitors and it's great. And I love talking to people. You know what? I wouldn't say when you listen to me and you watch me, you'd say, wow, you're an extrovert. I'm not an extrovert, actually. I'm I'm extrovert when I'm comfortable. But I can be very, very lonely or secluded or introverted in uncomfortable places. And it's so important you place yourself in those places. So I felt guilty when I've been with people and I'm not even friends. And then to finish off and then we switch off and we've said bye, or we come home or they go, whatever. And I look at my wife and I go, did I talk too much? You know what? Do you think I accommodated them enough? Do you think I was enough of a host or whatever? Why are you thrashing yourself? You can only do your best. And if you laughed and you enjoyed your time together, then great. But don't put yourself into a situation where you're guilty about where you haven't wanted to do or haven't done anything wrong. Sometimes you've got to be firm to be fair. Another thing we can talk about. Confidence. Another thing we can talk about. Always putting yourself second. Another thing we can talk about. That's letting water into your boat. Guilt, hatred, resentment, unforgiveness, misery. Now, I'm not saying there's times that I have been miserable for probably reasons, and I don't want to lighten it when you're in wow, I'm in a good mood. I love talking to my guys on the stream, and it's wonderful. But if you hold on to all of this and you're letting this into your ship, into your boat, that water is sinking you. If you're associating with people who you think, oh, well, these are the cool people, or you know what, these are the difficult people, let me try and accommodate them. Don't do it. Avoid them. This is where I shouldn't be going, but I'm going there. Don't go there. You are disturbing the contentment of your heart. You are making your ship sink. What am I thinking? What are my thoughts? And this is probably one of the most difficult things to control, because I always say positive thoughts are not positive without positive actions. But what am I thinking about? Am I thinking about how difficult things are going for me, or am I thinking about how fortunate I am in certain situations? I mean, I have thought about somebody not so long ago, and I tried to think how they could try and be positive when their vehicle was broken, they lost their job, and I'm thinking I would absolutely be nuts. I don't know what I would do in that situation. Where does your support come from? Where does I worry when I don't have savings because I don't have medical, and if I don't have savings and I need to go and have something done or something's happened to me, then what? And then I think, you got to have a little bit of faith as well in life. I mean, not that you're not prepared. Remember, we spoke about your talents, but be careful. Things that you let into your life are not necessarily only friends and people, but things that you let into your life are misery, gossip, resentment, anger, guilt, unforgiveness. You letting this water into your life and it sinks your ship terribly. And then you start getting that depressed feeling, and things become too much. Because quite often I found that I have prepared so much and I'm carrying so heavy, and the only one or two things that I need to sort out are not too difficult if I can just focus on them. But I'm focusing on such a massive creation that I'm holding on to that's not even materialized, but I'm focusing on it, that it feels like I'm under an Atlas ball. Don't do that. So, Andre, what do I let into my life? You let me into your life. No, I'm kidding. What do I let into my life? First of all, let achievement into your life so that you can feel you're achieving something. When you achieve something, you are worth something. Achievement is even noticing when you've done something wrong or when you have failed, noticing it. Achievement is noticing that maybe last week you failed 10 times and this week you failed 7 times. So it's 3 times less. That means I've achieved something 3 times more. Even though I did fail this week, I am still getting there. I start looking at my achievement. Who did I associate with? Where did I go? What did I do? Who did I smile at? How many problems did I just get rid of which were fictional, which I've just in case? You know that chappie Justin? Justin. Oh, man. If I get hold of Justin, just in case. Get rid of that. Put your 5 priorities down. 2 or 3 to do things. Start small. Let this into your life. And it's like, Andre, but this is what you've been speaking about. Yes, I have. But this is what's got to come into your life. Allow yourself the happiness. Remember, I don't know, a couple of shows ago, we were talking about afraid to be happy. Let that into your life. These are all air beds, big bags of air that keep your ship, your boat above water. In your heart, the simple things, as I said, and I cannot let it reiterate it enough. Let go of resentment. Let go of unforgiveness. Let go of guilt. Find out what you can be content with. I can be unhappy where I am. There's reason enough to be, and I've had a friend who was he was just didn't see the flowers for the poop on the grass and went back to South Africa. I'm not saying that's bad. I actually had a friend that left for South Africa in this last week. He went back. He had reason. He was quite alone over here, and his family and that were all there. And it was time. I think it's about 3 or 4 years. He hadn't seen them yet either. And it was time, and I could give it to him. But you know what? For the first time in a long time, I didn't want to go back. I wasn't like, my heart wasn't sore and yearning, because I've had a friend before, as I said, who like, oh, this is bad. This smell is bad. This food is terrible. We can't deal with these people. People are actually pretty humble and friendly, yeah, but above and beyond, what have you done? What have you let into your life? Loneliness, seclusion. If you're lonely, greet someone. Talk to someone who doesn't get spoken to. If you're carrying heavily, forget about something. Forget about what has been done to you. Forget about shortcomings. I still carry a grudging torch for a ridiculously nasty chap from Bloemfontein that moved us, and he was absolutely terrible. And unfortunately, my company had paid him, and I've got to get rid of that. But I'm like, how can I get rid of that if I haven't got back at him yet? It's gone. Let go. It's a piece of your heart that is being filled with water. Never mind your boat. Emotionally and physically, we often associate and fill ourselves with so much that sinks our boat. That sinking feeling. Don't want to talk any longer because I'm already rattling on about this, but that sinking feeling, sometimes you need to sit down and say, why? What is causing my boat to sink? What is creating the sinking feeling? And identify them. And I mean, I can identify a couple of things. And you know what? Sadly, I haven't been able to deal with it like that. But you know what my achievement is? My achievement is that I've identified it. So guess what? I feel that little bit better because I've achieved something good. I haven't got rid of anything yet. I haven't let go of anything yet there, but I've identified it. What is making me sink? If you've got a wife or a husband or a fiance, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or somebody special, mom, dad, whatever, and your sinking feeling means that you need to communicate something, whether it be hard or not hard. You don't have to be arrogant and you don't have to be nasty about it. What you can be is kindly honest. Sometimes lack of communication sinks us because we carry that water that needs to be pumped out. And when we do pump it out, just as I said, just when you're feeling that down on you, that pressure on you, that stress on you, just to be able to sit down and quietly say, why am I feeling this way? And take a look. Open the bud. And then take a look. What is factual? What is anecdotal? What is hearsay? What are you making up? What are you afraid of that would happen that hasn't happened? Eliminate it. You'll deal with it when you get there. What are you carrying from your past? What are you feeling towards someone that you haven't said to them? What haven't you let go of? Do you still go and sit with a group of popular people, even though the gossip is high and the slander is far and the complaints are many, but it's the group to be seen with? Do you still go to those places? Do you still carry so much in your heart that sinks? Analyze yourself. Become an overthinker for a moment or two. Be me. And your achievement will be not getting rid of the water in your boat first. Your first achievement will just be recognizing them. Wow. And that already is going to be a good achievement for you. And then you can work on cleaning out. Are my priorities there? Are they too many? But clean out your boat. Your boat will not sink because of the world around it. Your boat will sink because of what you let in from the world around it. Where you go, what you do, what you think, what you say, what you associate with, what you hold on to, what you don't let go of. Thank you very much. That's my sinking feeling. We'll leave you with this one, is that German U-boat, and he's or German Coast Guard, sorry, and he's on duty, and the British ship is in distress, and he goes, "Mayday, mayday, we're sinking, we're sinking," and he goes, "This is the German Coast Guard. Hello, hello," and he goes, "Mayday, mayday, we're sinking, we're sinking," and he goes, "This is the German Coast Guard. Hello," and he goes, "Mayday, mayday, we're sinking," on the radio, and then he goes, "Hello, what are you sinking about?" Think about it, and don't sink your boat, guys. From my side, thank you very, very much. Let me get it up there again. Please like and subscribe. Share. It's the only way that I do get it out there. Share a smile if you've got nothing else to share as well. Drop me a line at peppersecho@gmail.com, PEPRSECHO, no double P, no E. And it's always lovely to have you guys on. For those of you watching live, Linda, especially yourself, you're always a rock and an absolute encouragement. Get people like Linda around. It's an encouragement. Well done. Thank you very much. And take care of yourselves. And remember, always let in the good, not the bad. You can't control the world, but you can control what affects you. Take care. Be good. And if you can't be good, at least be kind.